I'm just messing with y'all. Know we're live. Look at everybody. Boy, god dang, look at all the folks jumping in and jumping on tonight. Man, it is awesome to be here. Back on the water. Today was the first day back in the normal routine. Guide trip, film day, guide trip, film day. You know, that routine. It's awesome. Man, John Martin, Rob's World, Raging Cajun, Les and Chase, Jared K, Troy Hicks, MT Fishing, Patrick Colley, Jordan Spalding, all you guys, Randy Crabtree. What is going on, man? Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Hey, it's the dog days, boy. I mean, it is like hashtag real talk, hashtag official, hashtag. It is the dog days of summer. It's hot, guys. Like, there was no wind today at all. Like, at all. For a little bit, there was just a little bit, but most of the day, there was no wind today, and it was flat miserable by 30 minutes shy of lunchtime. That's tough. Man, it's tough to stay out there when it's like that. You got to make sure if you're going to be fishing over the weekend, you need to start drinking water as soon as we're done. Like, stay for the end of the live stream and then start pounding water from now till Saturday morning, because it's nasty out there. But, you know, the deal is the lake is in really good shape as far as the health of the fishery. That's one thing I want to talk about tonight. You know, this time of year, we're used to seeing in August some fish that look poor, that are in bad shape. That are kind of, their metabolism is going faster than they can eat, and they're getting skinny, and some of them don't look like they're doing so well, and that's what you normally see. It's a struggle for these fish to make it through the summertime here in Texas sometimes, and we're just, man, it's Lake Fork and all these East Texas fisheries are so healthy and so full of bait fish, and this year the water temps have been cooler as an average, and a lot of these fish are still so fat. My goodness. We're catching some big, healthy fish. So I say that to say this. We're in amazing shape going forward. We have a super healthy fishery that's had some super good spawns in all these lakes around here over the last 4 or 5 years, and 4 years for sure at least. And we've got, you know, they've had a lighter summer as far as their water temps go. They may have been a little bit more inconsistent due to some of the weather patterns and such as that. But they, even though we may not have had the best year as far as the consistency of catching fish as fishermen in some of these lakes, I know a lot of you guys have dealt with like major floods and all that, the fish have thrived. And you take these high population, dense populations of fish, you give them a summer where they come through it extremely healthy. They're going to go in the fall even that much more healthy, which means they're going to get super fat in the wintertime and make even more babies next year. So it is an exciting time to be a bass fisherman in northeast Texas. I'm pumped. I took my little break and I'm ready to be back, and I'm freaking jacked. And my hair's going to be on fire for a little bit. I'm a little wound tight, so if you got one of these early trips since I've come, like if you're with me over the next couple of weeks, I apologize for all the overexcitement right now. It'll be a little bit of Mike Iaconelli and your boy for a little bit, but that's okay. It's okay. We did catch some quality fish. As far as the bite goes, we did not go out there and whack them today by any means. It was a grind. We worked for every single bite, but we caught some nice fish today, and we just didn't catch any small ones, and that's been the case a lot of days, man. I don't know if I'm just lucky or we're doing something right or a little bit of both or neither. I don't know, but it's like, man, I'm just not catching a lot of small fish here lately. Catching a lot of good quality fish. So we still have this deal, right? We still have this deal going up shallow. The chatterbait, the old Be Height Delight 3/8-ounce chatterbait around the grass and the creek channel and the drains in the grass. That pattern's going strong. We got that going on. I will tell you, with no wind this morning, that pattern stunk compared to what it has been. So, with no wind ripple whatsoever, the old chatterbait, and then we've got Mike the frog, the 6 Sense prototype frog. The hollow body frog did still perform this morning, but that shallow bite in general without no wind, it hurt. It hurt it. Like, they didn't bite near as good up there. So, but those are my two main weapons of choice up shallow: the chatterbait and the frog. It's usually one or the other. It's rarely both, but they'll usually bite one or the other pretty good for me. And then out deep, big perm, of course, big perm, right? We got big perm right here. We got the deep diving crankbait and citrus shad, the C25 Cloudbound Series C25 from 6 cents. Citrus shad, my preferred color there. And those two baits are great, and they're still getting bites. Now, today, real calm. It was hot. And a lot of the fish were suspending quite a bit off the bottom. They weren't really close to the bottom. They definitely weren't on the bottom. And you know, if they're just suspending a few feet, that crankbait is great. It draws them down to the bottom as it reacts. As it goes along and bounces and deflects off stuff on the bottom, that crankbait will suck those fish in from a few feet away and get them down to the bottom and get them to biting for you. And then you can kind of clean them out with old big perm sometimes. But today those fish were suspended too high. And it took me a while to figure this out today, but once we did, every fish we caught on this thing, had it, when I say choked, I'm talking about had it. I've never seen them do this to a flutter spoon, but the Big Joe Spates flutter spoon, the biggest one he makes, the Jumbo Joe, the big 7-inch spoon, the old hubcap, as you might say, was catching our fish for us today better than anything else. And I believe that will be the case going forward for quite a while when they are suspending on those days. It's hard to find a better bait for suspended fish than a flutter spoon. It really is. Maybe an Alabama rig if you can count it down and keep it at the right depth. So that's the top 5 baits. That's the rundown of how it went down. So let's see what you guys have for questions. Castro Johnson asks, should you run a crankbait slow or fast? I like to run it at a pretty good click. I like to run it pretty fast. I like to make it deflect hard off of something on the bottom. I think those deflections are what draw your bite, so I like that crankbait moving at a pretty good click so it'll deflect hard. So, what's up from Georgia? GA coming in the house all the way from GA. Ripping that spoon? No, not and not no. MT Fishing asks, are we just ripping that spoon off the bottom? No and no. I'm letting that fish fall. Letting the spoon fall until I'm really confident that it's gotten below the bass, and then I'm pulling it, big pull, way up, and letting it fall back through them. Basically, I want to make sure if the suspended fish is sitting here, I want my spoon to do this. I want it to fall, come up, fall. I'm just making sure I get below them and above them on every pull. That's my main goal. And if you think about your 8-foot rod at the water, if you put your tip down at the water surface and you pull straight up, you just move that thing like 12, 13 feet. So it's a lot easier to move. You move that bait a lot more than you realize when you just pull that rod tip up. So it's easy to move that bait a big distance. So even if they're suspended throughout, if they're from 12 to 18 and they're 6 foot in the water column they're covering, you can still get well below that and well above it real easy by just pulling your rod up. So Steve Walden says, saw you on the lake today. Guy in the big hat caught a good one. Yeah, he caught all the fish. I didn't catch anything today, but yeah. My good friend and customer, Kelly Nutt, caught all the fish today. What color and trailer on the chatterbait? That's the B-Height, the light color on the chatterbait, and that's the Impact Shad, Houdini Shad for the trailer, and it is dipped in chartreuse. I put a little chartreuse juice, as you might say, on the tail. Tell Joe hello from Huntsville, Alabama. We sure will. I will see him soon. You were yelling big perm when he caught it. Normally it would have been Steve Walden saw my customer kiss one day. He said he was yelling big perm when he caught it. Normally you would have been correct. Today it was Big Joe, not big perm. That's awesome. Is the best grass shallow on slash near points or just in the backs of coves? It's in the backs of major creeks, not coves, like the backs of the creeks, like into the road. That's where the best grass is for me. I get back there where those fish got so much shallow water, it'd be hard for them to navigate all the way to deep water and get out of it. Those fish are going to stay there year round, and they got that grass and that creek channel, and that's what they use, and that's what they live on all summer. You're under the bridge. That's cool, man. That's so awesome. How did Lake Lavon go? I haven't been to Lake Lavon. We fished. We launched the Ray Hubbard Lake Lavon package, and I went to Ray Hubbard. I haven't been to Lavon yet. I've never actually been on Lavon. What's your thoughts on the baby bull shad swim baits? I think bull shads catch a lot of fish and they're effective, but there's a lot of other baits out there that are made the same way that come with a much better paint job, and the people that make them put a lot more into them. That's all I'm going to say. I hate talking bad about other people's stuff. I don't want to talk bad about it, but bull shad is a good quality product. I wish he would customize it. I mean, if you're going to pay that much for a swim bait, I wish he'd take some time and put a little love into it, make it nicer. That's what I think. I think there's other baits out there that do the exact same thing, that have a way better paint job, that are sharper, that look better, and that because of that we'll get a few more fish to bite. That's what I think about bull shad. I don't even know about the baby shad. I don't know nothing about it. So if it's some type of unique bait that other people don't have comparable baits on the market, it might be better. I don't know. KVD is in the house. KVD! Kevin Van Dan hanging out with us. Are the fish staying deep during the summer months, or are they coming up shallow to feed in the morning and evening? Well, yes and no, kind of. So Lake Fork and a lot of these lakes around here, they have so many fish in them. We have such fertile fisheries that there's fish that go deep, a lot of fish that go deep, a lot of big fish that go deep, and that's where they live throughout the summer. And they'll change in that water column, but they pretty much live out deep the whole summer. But there's fish, and big, like really big fish, that will live shallow year round and never leave and stay in those shallow creek channels and drains and stay around that grass. As long as you got some grass, and the lake's not dropping too dramatically and drastically fast, they'll stay up shallow year round. So we have both. You can do both. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't fish shallow year round on Lake Fork or any of these fisheries around here and catch fish. Why is this one eyebrow? It's like I'm doing this all night. I don't get it. I keep seeing it. It goes. It's like going. I don't know. That's weird. I got a lazy eye over here or something. I don't know. Somebody said that's a good-looking frog. Any idea on the release date of frogs? I know they're very close to the final model. That's not even the final model. That's one of the prototypes. It's really like it's going to basically look the same as the final model, but there's some little things. That prototype right there, it takes on water a little bit more than I wish it would. It has an amazing action. It has an amazing hookup ratio. It does everything I want a frog to do. It just takes on water a little too easy, especially when you work aggressively, and that's one of the things they're working to fix. But they're really close to the final model, and then after that, it'll just be not too long after that they'll release it. Yeah, it'll be here next year. I think it'll be ready for spring. So. What's your thought on why fish are suspending? I think they suspended more. They always suspend towards the end of summer. They always do. And what it is as as the water temps get warmer, the water has less oxygen in it. The water at the surface will always have more oxygen than the water in the bottom. That surface water moving, unless you've got a current-driven fishery where they pull current, like a Tennessee River situation, where they're actually generating current and all that stuff. When they're pulling that, it churns everything up and keeps that water on the bottom oxygenated. Out here where it's just wind current, the water on the surface will always have more oxygen because that's the water that moves and turns over and gets the air bubbles and creates oxygen in the water. So the surface water will have more oxygen. And I think as it gets hot, the reason they suspend at the end of summer is they are rising to get in a little bit more comfortable oxygen content. I think that's what they're doing. Today, that's why on a calm day, like when it's super calm, you'll see a lot of the fish will really start rising and suspending more and more and more, because on a calm day there's no oxygen being put back into the water. It's just oxygen going out of the water, and as that happens, those fish just rise and rise and rise. It's always a balance in the summertime for offshore fish. There's a balance. There's temperature comfort and there's oxygen content. And wherever the best balance of those two situations is for the fish, that's where you're going to find them. Someone's been asking to explain the countdown method. That's OZW. Zach, so somebody's asked last weekend, this week, to explain the countdown method on the spoon. I'm assuming you mean the spoon. Well, the countdown method on anything is simply knowing the rate of fall of your bait. So you gotta, depending on what you're throwing, if you're throwing a swim bait on a jig head, if you're throwing an Alabama rig, whatever it may be that sinks, and you're doing the countdown, you just have to know what the rate of fall is on your bait. On a flutter spoon, it's about a foot per second. So you just 1/1000, 2/1000, 3/1000, like every second is a foot. So if those fish are suspending from 12 to 18, and you need to get that bait down to 20 before you pull it up, well then you just got to count off 20 seconds and it'll fall. You got to be patient. Countdown is you got to have some patience to do it correctly, and you really got to focus. You got to be like all in, paying real close attention, or you won't get to keep the bait in the right depth consistently. And I'll tell you this, with a flutter spoon, it's not so much because you're pulling it up, letting it fall over and over and over again. It's going up and down, up and down, up and down. With something like an Alabama rig or a swim bait on a jig head that you're counting down and you're trying to keep it down, that bait climbs on the way back more than you realize it does. So when you're doing those, it's important to kind of get them going and then stop, and then get them going and then stop, and get them going. So you gotta, as you're pulling it back, it's gonna rise up. Let it fall. You see what I'm saying? Hopefully that explains it well. But you just have to know what your rate of fall is on your baits. Somebody said, what's the best fish life spot to start on Saturday on Lake Fork? Well, the one where I'm going to be, probably. That's a hard, man, I can't really answer that, because if I do that, then everybody's going to go to the same spot, and I'm going to screw everybody equally. So, they're all really good. I would focus on the shallow stuff early. I will tell you that much. We have several shallow areas marked on there. I would go to the shallow grass stuff that's marked on there early, or even some of the docks. The docks are good early. I would go to those first thing in the morning and then fish the offshore stuff afterwards. See if I missed any other questions up here. How's the fishing from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. in Texas? I don't know. That's usually, I've been starting about 6 o'clock and I'm done. I'm done at 3. Well, and I haven't been fishing on a regular basis. I've only been out for a couple of filming days here and there, and we've been done before noon, so I really can't tell you what the bite's like 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's still really hot until about 7 o'clock, so. Somebody said, Blake Horton says, I'm about to pull the trigger on a Century rod. The only bad part about buying it is that I will probably have to fill the whole boat up with them. Yeah, you probably shouldn't buy one if you're not ready to buy more. I'll just tell you that. Like literally, when it comes out of the package, when it comes out of the rod sleeve, and you put that rod in your hands, you're gonna go straight to your computer and order more. And when you do, be sure you go to sixcensefishing.com and order that rod. You punch in that code, your Lake Fork Guide, and you'll get a 10% discount on all orders. What's up? What's up? Most hated grower. That's the man right there. What's up? Love the honey hole episode. Hopefully not the last. Man, I promise you, nobody hopes it's not the last more than I do. That was. We didn't even talk about that tonight, did we? Golly, how did I not talk about that? Getting to go fishing with Mr. Bill Wilcox from Honey Hole. That was amazing. That was a special day. I'll remember that forever. I mean, this is, I grew up watching Honey Hole Outdoors back when Jerry Dean was on it, and then Bill came in when I was a kid, and so I watched him, and as he took over, and I mean, I watched that show religiously. It was my favorite show because it was Texas. It was Texas fishing on Texas lakes. It was the most informative fishing TV show, the most real informative, not just a paid advertisement, not just Bill Dance selling us the dancing eel, which is junk. Like, it was real information. It was, if you can't tell, it inspired the way that I do my videos very, very, very much. From just keeping it real, keeping it honest every single week. Public water, the vast, 99% of the time. A lot of the things that Honey Hole has always done, we try to do here. And so to fish with the guy that helped build that and has helped keep that legacy going, that was, I mean, I can't put it into words. It was really, 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 really awesome. It was a lot of fun. I think Bill had a good time. So I think he had a good time. We caught some good fish, so hopefully he will be back. Need to bring back the old Honey Hole theme song next time. You know what? I might have to work a little piece of that into the video. That I know a lot of older guys especially really are fond of that song. I'm fond of that song. I still know the song. Put me on the cover. Oh, yeah. I know the deal. I'm not going to torture you with the singing. But, yeah, that was a cool deal. Somebody said they need to bring back the tornado lure. The helicopter lure. They need the helicopter lure. Have I bought my new boat yet? I have not. I haven't even put mine officially up for sale yet. I've never posted mine for sale anywhere. I've got some these live things are hard. Sometimes you guys ask questions and I don't want to duck or dodge any question. I want to answer every question, but sometimes y'all ask some questions that there's stuff I just don't need to get into. We're trying to make a deal that works for both me and Skeeter Boats. We'll just leave it at that. And until that deal gets right, I'm not going to move forward. So we'll leave it at that. I love Skeeters. I think Skeeters are the best bass boats made. I'm a firm believer in them. Let me say that right now. It ain't got nothing to do with the boat. The boat's awesome. That's a hard part of this business, guys, to be honest with you, is you have to have support. The support I get from Sixth Sense, the support I get from Smash Tech, the support I get from Lew's. All these things are key parts to what I do. And at the end of the day, it is a business, and those affect my bottom line and my profit margin very much. And the boat is the biggest thing that affects my bottom line. And I feel like I've built a platform and done a whole lot of marketing up front for Skeeter, and I've done a lot for them. And, it's time. They need to help a brother out. And if they can't, they can't. And, we'll see what happens. But I don't want to run anything but a Skeeter. I love Skeeters. I will do everything I can to stay in a Skeeter. At the end of the day, it's a business. And that's where we're at right now. The ball's in their court. We're waiting to see what happens. See, we had another one right below that. Hey, Billy, I get to fork around 7 a.m. How long is the shallow water bite lasting? Man, it's not a morning deal. I think it's a little better in the morning. That deal in the back of them grass flats around them creek channel drains and edges, and with the grass on the edges of it and all that stuff, that is not a morning only thing. That's something that you can capitalize throughout the day. Those fish are setting up on those creek channel bends and those creek channel edges next to that grass like offshore structure. And in fact, there are some days when the best bite in that shallow water is in the middle of the day, in the heat of the day. That's when more fish will gather on that creek channel edge, get to that deepest water, get to that shade line, and they'll really group up, and you can really catch them. So don't limit it to the morning. If you want to fish shallow and that's your comfort zone, you want to check out those shallow water areas, get up there and go get after them in the middle of the day, or 7:30, whatever it may be. All right, I think caught up on that. Blake Horton says, I don't know of a man other than you that promotes skeeter boats as much as you do. It'll be there. Man, I appreciate that. I feel that way. Thank you very much. When are MCB Law and DJ Zeta making another video? We need another music video. We've had some requests for it. We're going to do one. Guys, I will tell you, that is a time consuming process. I did that kind of in the summertime when I had a little spare time on my hands. It takes a long time for me to figure out a song, some lyrics, because I'm not that dang creative. So we've got to write a song. We'll get that part knocked out. And then we got to get a couple days. We got to get like a couple days. It takes literally a couple days to get out there and get all the different shots, get all the different footage, and then it'll take me, because it's kind of extra editing over all the other editing that I do, and it's really precise in a lot of cuts, and that takes a long time to edit for a guy like me that's not real efficient at it. So it's a time consuming deal. We probably won't ever be able to do more than a few of those a year maybe, but we've had enough requests. We are 1,000% going to have to do another music video. Vic Pearsall, will you have my glasses tomorrow? I'll get them from you before Saturday. Yes, sir. They've been in the back seat of my truck since we talked, and they ain't going nowhere. They're waiting on you. What's the water clarity like on the northwest side? Water clarity in the whole lake in general is, normally this time of year the water gets real, real clear. It's not. It's not real clear. It's dirtier than normal for summer, but it's not bad. Like, it's fine. If I wanted, you can throw a swim bait. If they were going to buy the swim bait, that water's not dirty enough where it's going to affect them. There's nothing wrong with the water clarity on the lake right now. It's in really good shape as far as that goes. James Kelly says, hey, what's up, James? Appreciate you joining us tonight, bud. Vic Pearsall, thank you, sir. Thank you. Have you been flipping any mats? Man, I haven't. And the only reason I haven't is because I don't plan. Let me just say, I haven't really been fishing. I don't plan on punching mats a whole lot going forward because I'm back doing my guiding deal. Punching mats is a hard deal to do with guide customers. Like, it's dangerous a little bit. Like, you can get hurt. Like, that 1 ounce weight hurts when it hits you. When they set the hook on nothing and it comes flying out and it hits you, it's painful. They hit the side of your boat and chip your gel coat. Like, it's a little sketchy punching mats with customers and getting 3 of those weights flying around. And it's a hard bite for a novice person to feel. Like, you don't feel a lot of the bites. It's just kind of mush. It just kind of feels different. Like, you got to be pretty skilled. You got to be pretty in tune to capitalize on those punching bites. And I don't know what the skill level is that I'm getting from day to day, so it's hard for me to go. Like, if I'm on a punching pattern and I go run that punching bite, right, and I've got 3 days where I got some hammers, and we go out there and we drop the hammer on them, and all we're doing is punching. And then on that 4th day, I get somebody that doesn't really have a lot of experience bass fishing. Well, that guy, he's in trouble because he can't catch them punching. And now I don't know what the other I don't know how to catch them otherwise because that's all I've been doing. So the punching deal, I love doing it, but man, as a guide, it's a pattern I have had some stretches where it's been good enough that I've been able to capitalize on it, but it's got to be a deal where, like, if I can't go catch 40 a day punching, I can't let my customers do it. they have to be just jerking the heck out of the bait and running off with it. They got to really be on it. So. Love the Fish Life app. Are you happy with the success? Thanks for all the time you take away from family to do all this for us crazy bass addicts. Hey, the deal is, man, I appreciate that. The deal is I'm one of you. I'm a crazy bass addict too, and I enjoy sharing it. I enjoy seeing other people catch fish, and man, that's why I became a fishing guide. I knew several years ago that I needed to be a fishing guide because I got just as much enjoyment when I took somebody out and when they caught them as when I caught them. It wasn't a deal where I had to catch them more than them or anything like that. Man, I love it. I love it. It's like every day is a team tournament and we're winning every day. That's what it feels like a lot of the time. Sometimes it feels like we're losing because Lake Fork can be tough, but most time it feels like we're winning. So with the app, it's been, we're real happy. We're real happy. And just a little bit of a teaser here. We ain't done with it. We're putting a lot of stuff back into this app and we're going to make it better. That's all I'm going to say for now. We're going to keep making it better. The way I'm built, I just don't ever get satisfied. So I always want to try to make things better, and I always want to try to get better at what I do. And what I do, in my head, what I do is I help keep people catch more and bigger fish, whether they're in my boat on a guide trip or whether they're using the app or whether they're watching the videos. And I will never, ever, ever stop trying to get better at what I do. So that's where we're at on that. Fish Life app, the success has been amazing. You guys have used that thing and subscribed to that thing. We've had double-digit fish caught every single month we've been running the contest on it. Multiple double-digit fish caught. It's been an amazing deal. Do you guide only on Lake Fork? No, not only on Lake Fork. Mostly on Lake Fork. Definitely mostly on Lake Fork. But I know, I've been fortunate to get around and fish a lot of these lakes around here that I know very well, and I have no problem guiding on other lakes around here. We've run a lot of guide trips on Lake Monticello, Lake Welsh, Lake Athens. What else? Lake of the Ponds. The north end of Lake of the Ponds. I don't know the south end of Lake of the Ponds. I only know the north end. So unless you want to go fish the shallow water on Lake of the Ponds, don't call me. Golly, I know I'm forgetting some. I know I am. I've taken guide trips to little old Lake Holbrook sometimes when the bite's good. I'll fish anywhere. I'll take my customers anywhere I think we can catch them the best. And if you got a lake you specifically want me to take you to, I'm happy to do it. Blake Horton says, I'll have to buy a package for Fish Life since the guide in the graph was awesome. I bet Fish Life will be even better. Well, that's the idea. The Fish Life is the evolution of the guide in the graph map chip. For those that don't know, a year ago, we sold a little SD card you could put in your graph that we updated every 2 months. And we had to kind of make a SD chip before the bite really worked out, kind of predicting how it would work out. Well, now with the app, we can adjust on the fly. So when things change, and I'm so glad this year we had the app and not the SD card, because I would have made some SD cards that sucked this year. As much unpredictable weather and weird circumstances happened, my SD cards would have been garbage this year. We'd have still been doing it that way. But the app lets us get more current, more accurate, effective information to you guys. Most of the months this year, we have changed stuff in the middle of the month. We have tried to constantly update it. We had a little stretch between like May and July where nothing changed. The water temp stayed the same, nothing changed, and so a lot of the spots stayed the same for a couple months. But we're just always trying to make sure we're giving you the best information on that thing. And we do have a monthly, if you're using that app, if you're out there and you're subscribed, you're using the app, we have a monthly Big Bass Contest. We give a prize pack away every single month to the biggest bass caught using the Fish Life app. And all you have to do is take a picture of your fish on the scale and take a picture of your fish with you holding it. And you can DM it to the Fish Life Instagram page, or you can text it to the phone number that's on the website at yourlakeforkguide.com, which is 903-519-1542. So you can send it to me on Facebook, however you want to. Just send the pics to us of the fish you catch using the Fish Life app and enter it into the monthly Big Bass contest. I will tell you, we've had a double-digit fish every single month, multiple double-digit fish every single month since we started that contest, but we do not have one for August. We don't ever disclose the weights because there's an end-of-year competition as well. So we don't disclose the weights. At the end of the year, we're going to disclose all the monthly winning weights and all the... or actually, we do disclose the weight at the end of the month. Whoever wins that month, we disclose that. But we don't disclose it during the month. So I can't tell you who's leading or what the number is. But I can tell you, if you catch a show enough good one, you might ought to send that pick in. You might win August, which gets you entered into the year-end contest where we're going to give one awesome prize pack away to the biggest fish of the year and another random draw prize pack. And I will tell you that fishing trips with me and Ronnie Kelly are included at the end of year drawing. So stay tuned for that. Get your picks in, because if you win a month, you're going to get entered into a random drawing. You might get to come fishing with us. Are you already booked for September 2nd week? Let me see. I got my little book right here. No. I'm booked. The first week only has 1 day available. The third week has no days available. But the second week has 3 days available. I have the 9th, 10th, and 12th open the second week of September right now. So give us a shout if you want to go fishing. Be happy to take you out. Give a shout out, please, to my girl Amanda, my fishing partner, teammate. She just got engaged, and she is watching in the other room. Amanda, hey, thank you so much for watching. If you can, comment below. Let us know you're here. We appreciate every one of you guys. And Amanda, thank you very much for watching tonight. We really appreciate it. Cap Ron must be cleaning up his boat from all them frogfish. Yeah, Cap Ron's been fishing another lake around here, and it's got a lot of grass in it. And that sucker posted a picture today on, I think it was on Facebook or somewhere. He posted a picture of his whole boat was just covered in grass from dragging in all these frogfish they've been catching. He probably is still cleaning it up. That was a lot of grass. Although I will tell you this, trailering your boat from another lake back home does wonders for cleaning off grass. I'll say that. It cleans off a lot of it. I just got my buddy a book, Fishing for Dummies. Any tips from my rookie friend? He loses bass every time they jump, on the chatterbait specifically. Okay, yeah. Well, the first tip would be to go back and look up on the Guides Network playlist one of our chatterbait videos, because we will talk to you in depth. I just did one actually a couple weeks ago. We'll talk to you in depth about having the right rod, reel, and line set up and how to set the hook and all that. But in general, the way it goes is this. The first thing you got to do is get a rod that's got some bend in the tip. Get a medium heavy. Get something that's got a little bit of a whippy, bendy tip. And with a chatterbait, I don't want you to set the hook. It's almost like a crankbait. It's like a hard crankbait hook set where you just pull. And I want you to pull hard. I want you to pull as hard as you can. I just don't want you to jerk. With that blade, look at the way this thing's built, guys. If you don't obsess over fishing like I do, then that's how I learned it. Like a lot of the stuff that I learned is because I'm obsessive. And I'll sit there and I'll study a bait. And I'll just look at a bait and I'll find out the best way to fish it. If you think about this, if this bait is running like this, right? You see how that blade's in front of that hook? When that fish does this, if you jerk real hard, that blade and that head blows that mouth open and you miss the fish. Or you just barely skin hook him and then he jumps off like you're talking about. But if that fish closes his mouth on that deal and then you just pull, well, now you got him. He's done. And I want, like I said, I want you to dig it in. I want you to pull hard, just don't jerk. That is a great tip, and I would love to keep going back and answering every single question, but we've been on this thing for 40 minutes. And I was fishing all day, and I got to fish all day tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and we got seminar tomorrow. Oh, seminar tomorrow night. We got free seminars. We do this kind of stuff live and in person, answer questions, give instruction, detailed instruction on certain topics. every other Friday night at Lake Fork Marina at 6 p.m. If you're in the area, please come join us. Lake Fork Marina, 6 p.m. We'll be there tomorrow night. Heath Taylor's going to be there. I don't know if we're going to be giving baits away or not. We do a lot of times when Heath shows up, so we'll see. I haven't talked to him about that, but we will be there tomorrow night. So if you can, please come join us. I would love to meet some of you guys that I haven't got to meet yet. I hope to see all you guys that are always there. Look forward to seeing y'all again. Thank you, 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 thank you. There's no way for me to say it enough. I go out, I live my dream every day. I'm so excited. I'm back fishing every day, and it's beyond me how it's ended up being where it is. One of these days, I got to sit down and tell you guys the full story of how I got here, how it started. A lot of fate, a lot of luck involved, a lot of the man upstairs, to be honest with you. Actually, it's about 99.9% the man upstairs that got me to this place. I had no plans for this. I wasn't trying to do this. It just kind of happened. But it's the man upstairs, and then the other 1% is all of you guys. Like, you guys are what makes it happen. So thank each and every one of y'all so much for everything you do, from watching these videos to commenting on posts on different platforms and asking the questions you ask, and just being the bass fishing addicts that you are. Man, I love each and every one of you so much. I'm so grateful for y'all. So that's it. I'll quit rambling. We'll wrap this up, and we'll just say that we'll see you next time right here on your Lake Fork Guide.